Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. So I've got some new stuff for the gray truck today and I wanted to walk you guys through something. I've talked about it on the page. If you guys follow me on the GMT 400 pages or the OBS pages, you'll see I ask a couple questions about this. And I'm going to go ahead today and hopefully walk you guys through an installation of how to put a new body style 03 up Silverado tailgate spoiler, tailgate guard on your old body style Silverado. So the other thing I wanted to do was, if you guys have a bed that has, like mine, it's pretty slick here on camera, but you guys probably can't see this, but there's a few little places in it where, you know, the paint's not perfect. It had a bed cover on it. You know, I've got some places I've touched up. Like, you know, from back here, you would never notice it, and most of you guys would probably be like, why are you even fooling with that? But I wanted it to look sleeker. So the other thing I picked up, I'm going to walk you guys through this install, which is pretty straightforward, but I think it's a cheap thing you can do that'll really help the look of your truck without having to repaint anything. So these little bed caps, I think these are from Weston. I believe that's who makes these. But cooling fans are still running. I just pulled it in here. So these little bed caps are like pre-molded to the bed, and they're pretty inexpensive. I bought the sides and the front for I think 130 bucks total with the tailgate spoiler. So if you're wondering where to get these at, you could literally go to Amazon or any place online. You're gonna pay 40 to 50 bucks for them. But the reason I chose this style is because it kind of has these little cutouts in it, and it looks really cool. Just kind of gives the truck a modern look. And also the other day I found a scratch right there. The camera will pick it up. And I just can't live with myself seeing that. I don't know if it's going to zoom in. There it is, sort of. You guys can see it right there. A small blemish like that absolutely kills me. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that with this today. So the items you're going to need to pull this off, we're going to try it a couple different ways. So this, I'm still kind of testing the waters here, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. If you buy one of these, you're going to get an install kit with what looks like rev nuts or whatever you want to call these things. But basically, you can use a tool to install them, and it crushes it, essentially. It takes these splines, and when you tighten it up, this kind of crushes itself inside and makes threads inside of this hole that you're going to drill. So you drill your hole to this size, cram this in there, and then you can use the tool. Or the other trick is to actually put a nut or put a bolt through this and just simply tighten it up. And you can do it that way too. There is some hacks on how to use those. Google those up if you guys want to try that. For me, I'm going to try something a little different. I picked up these well nuts. So how these work, you drill a hole, it's rubber, so, you know, drilling holes in a tailgate, obviously it's not meant to go there. It's probably going to leak if you don't seal it off, and that's what these do. When you tighten this up, it's basically watertight. You can see there it's got a brass threaded insert, and it's got 1032 bolts that go with it. You can pick this up pretty much any hardware store. I got it at Lowe's, I think, but yeah, 1032s. And then I've got some washers that are anodized black too. Try to keep this thing looking factory. Now the bad part is I'm gonna have to drill. Obviously that sucks. I really don't want to do this, but that's what it takes to put this on. Then they make 3M tape, and I'm sure some of you guys want to cheap out and just say forget it. You probably can. But for this truck, I want this thing to be on there. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna drill and install this tailgate spoiler. All right, just a quick little sample of what we've got to do. So we've marked off roughly where the thing needs to sit. Now these things are going to kill the paint on your tailgate if you don't do this. It'll absolutely ruin it because they're kind of hard to put on. The original plan was to try to heat this, but it's going to be tough to do that. So what we're going to do, grab a friend and have them help you install it. Kind of pull out here on this middle section and push down. If you don't have somebody to kind of help you do that, this is going to be near impossible to do by yourself. So you're going to want to have a couple people help you put this on and pull on it right there in the center. It seems to be that this is where a lot of that buckle seems to happen, and it's going to dig in because we actually had to double up on the tape. It was a little bit tight. So now we're going to put this on. I've got it lined. You can tell it's kind of, you know, not sitting all the way down. We're going to push it all the way down and then mark right here where I need to drill. And I'll give you guys a drill size for these well nuts. Here they are. This is what we're going to use right there. little brass insert. We're going to drill for this, slap those in, and then hopefully that'll put this tailgate spoiler on without absolutely killing the tailgate. Alright, so I want to show you guys a quick little trick that we just came up with to keep from killing the paint. So look here, obviously we used the tape, but here's another little trick. Find yourself some cardboard. I happen to have some spark plug wires that I changed the other day on the hoopty. You could put this underneath, just like this, and when you and a friend lay the tailgate spoiler up there on these two sections in the middle where it's really tight. The outside one's not too bad, you can get away with it. So what you're going to do, put cardboard here, put a piece of cardboard here, then this slick end here, I'll show you how this works. When you lay it up there, do this right here, and as you press this thing down, this will save your paint, because what's going to happen is you may accidentally press this thing down further than where it's actually going to mount. So as he starts to press, it's going to save your paint. You see what's getting ready to happen. If you just pushed on this, see how this has already tried to kill the paint? Now if you put a piece of cardboard under it and push on it, it saves your paint and also shows you where the hole should go to drill. So obviously doing this alone will not work, so you're going to have a friend pull this off the right way. But there's how we did it. So as you can see, it gave us a perfect idea of where to drill. And we're ready to do the drilling. This is the part that I really dread, is drilling holes in the tailgate, but you know, you just have to power through it because it's totally worth it in the end. Like, this is the worst part. I really don't want to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. So now we're going to get the drill out, measure, and let's see what we should drill these to. By the way, finally got the snap-on box all together. Grab yourself some calipers. Well nuts are going to measure in, without compressing them, it's like around 375, so 3/8. Drills always cut big, so I would probably cut this at maybe 3/125, or a metric equivalent of like maybe around a 350 or something like that. You want to drill it probably 10 to 20 thousandths less, and maybe drill it a little bit smaller starting out. So let's go ahead and get to it here. So that measured 3/8. We're going to drill it just a little bit below that and see how it fits. Basically, we're going to keep kind of massaging that hole till we find that right spot for this to drive in. So it looks like just a shade under 375 will put us in the money. Alright, so I want to show you where we're at. So what we did earlier was we had 3 levels set on here, and we put one here, here, and here. And basically, me and him working together kind of got the thing as level as we could get it. And what we found, as you can see with this spoiler, the ones on the end, you know, they're kind of flared out a little, so it's going to throw off your bolt holes. So here's the plan. Just taking calipers and getting the center of this to the hole is about 200 thousandths in the middle, and we've nailed the middle. The middle is the easy part to hit. The ones on the side, though, what we found right here is they're up a little bit. So here's the best way that we think you can pull this off. If you go ahead and drill the holes in the center first and bolt the spoiler on, and then set the spoiler on there, obviously using, this is what we were using here, using this to protect your paint with that underneath it. Go ahead and bolt the 2 in the middle, slide those down, and what you can do is then tweak the spoiler for each side how you want it to look, because there's going to be, people are going to want this to look differently. Some people may want it to set lower, some people may want it to be angled. So as long as you're picking up these first 2 holes right near your tailgate handle, I think that's going to be the best way to center this up. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to send it. We're going to drill the 2 holes in the middle, bolt this thing down, and then eyeball where we want it. We'll measure it too, and maybe even put our 2 levels on each side working together to reestablish the 2 holes on the outside edge. So let's get to doing that. Alright, so there's a well nut in. Let's go ahead and put another one in wherever I laid them. There we go. Let's throw one of these boys in here. Drilled it at like 367. It creates a little tight, boop. Perfect. Now, when you set your spoiler on here, this is also going to act as kind of like a damper to keep vibration out. And, you know, you got to fill this hole up with something, because this tailgate's not made, you know, obviously for that spoiler at all. So that may help push it out a little to make it kind of appear even. So let's go ahead and set that on there and see what it looks like. All right, guys, this thing looks incredible. It worked perfectly. Check out these well nuts, how good those turned out. Like factory, man. Yeah, here we go. Get a lot in there. Like factory. Looks really good. Now, we didn't drill the ones on the side yet. I just marked them, and you can see all this tape. You're going to want to make sure and tape this up really good, or you're going to absolutely screw up your paint bad. So do follow what we're doing. And you see what that well nut's doing for you here? That's keeping that out from the paint. So this won't like rub if you was to sit on it, or let's say the sun hits it. If this thing starts to move, this is also a damper, so it's not going to rattle either. And don't even worry about the 3M tape. So far from what I can see, you're going to need a buddy to pull this thing down, and it is really hard to pull down. Now, when you get your well nuts in here, you're going to want to put something behind your tailgate spoiler as you're pulling down. So you and a buddy are going to have 2 of these on each side pulling down to get this over the rubber. Elsewise, this thing's going to want to stick to that rubber. You're going to destroy your hands trying to get this in. We've done it a few times. So if you put this here, pull that over, and then slide this out, bam, your hole will show up, and you can put the screws in it. And that basically sets you up for the ones on the outside. I gotta say, this is already looking good. Even with the tape on there, it still looks awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all this off. I just spotted those holes. We're gonna drill these, and that should finish this up. All right, guys, so I got all the holes drilled, and one thing you're gonna notice is on this, the ones on the outside do set up a little bit higher than the ones in the middle. That's why I said before, make sure to drill the center holes first. That way it nails down the center, because you kind of want to work your way from the inside out. So get the center, set your spoiler on, and you and your buddy are going to have to use levels on each side and get this thing perfectly level. Using this to hold allows you to get this nailed down perfect. As you can see, I've got this exactly where it needs to be. So this layout, this is like exactly how you want to do this. You definitely want to use a well nut, and you definitely need a friend. So doing this alone, you will absolutely destroy your tailgate unless you're really brave and you don't mind scratching it up. But as you can see, we pulled this off with no scratches at all. Absolutely perfect. So that's how you do it. I've never seen anybody actually making a legit video on this. So now we're going to set the spoiler on here. I want to show you guys. We're probably going to have 2 more door panel tools. It's going to get tricky. Because like I said, the outside's not really as tight, so we might get away with it. But we're going to set our door panel tools here, and then floop, it'll pop right on. All right, guys, there's a finished product. Look at that. Looks so good, like it's meant to be on that truck. Man, you can't ask for anything better than that. So one other thing that I had to do that I didn't film because we were kind of finagling it on there. So the ones on the outside with your well nut, as you start to tighten these, the way this mold works on these, obviously it's not meant to go on this truck. It's going to try to pull the well nut out because it takes so much pressure right here. It's a little gapped a little bit different. So what you're going to want to do, take a couple washers, stack them in behind this on each side. And what that's going to do is pull the tailgate out a little bit to let that washer seat back enough to where when you tighten it, you're not pulling that well nut out. So basically just a glorified spacer, but we're using washers. Just some real small washers. Just stack 2 of them on each side, and bam, you'll get it perfect. Look how tight. I mean, that's like factory, boys. It's really tight. We did use a 3M tape, prepped the surface, started it right here, peeled it off. Worked phenomenal. This thing is it's like OEM. I mean, that's literally perfect. You can't ask for anything better than that. So now the next thing is to hide these stake holes. I hate stake holes. I don't know. I guess some trucks didn't have them. Unfortunately, this was a work truck. It's got 356,000 miles on it, so we're gonna hide all that. All right, so we got everything stuck on here. Obviously, just 3M tape, but check that out. I even got the one for the front because I wanted this to just look sleek and smooth, and that's what we got. Now all this is protected, no stake holes. Looks really good on here. So let's look at the tailgate spoiler. Goes with it really, really nice. I gotta say, if you guys are thinking about doing this, it's totally worth it because it definitely transformed the way this truck's looking right now. I mean, I absolutely love it, especially right here, this view. That looks awesome right there. I can't get over how good that looks. Alright guys, so there you go. That's a pretty simple, quick video on how to put a new body style spoiler on your old body style. And drop a comment below if you have any questions. Let me know what you think. And, you know, if you have any ideas on what we should do with the truck next, drop those down below too. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss out. I've got some more stuff coming for this thing, so we're going to be doing more reviews on some of this aftermarket stuff. These trucks are red hot, as you guys know. So all the new stuff they're going to be rolling out, we're going to be testing it on this thing. So guys, with that one, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I will catch you next time. Take it easy. I got to give you boys... You all thought I was just done. Here, take a listen. Cutouts. Oh yeah. Got some cow tracks under there. That's the look right there, boys. That's the look. Ignore the belt. It's really cold out here. She don't like it when it's cold. If you guys haven't seen it before, also put Camaro seats in here. I'll turn this thing down a little bit. We gotta adjust the volume here. There we go, that's better. If you guys didn't know already, go and check out all my other videos. I'll walk you guys through how to put 5th gen Camaro seats in your old body style Silverado, as well as a short throw shifter, console, got a sub in here, a few other small things, radio, oh, of course Holly Sniper, EFI running everything. Gonna hit the dyno, like I said, you guys know, we're gonna go to the dyno probably next week. I've got some time off from work. I'll finally be able to go. This actually sounds pretty good. I got MagnaFlow exhaust on here. Of course, you guys know, always rep MagnaFlow on most everything I own. Even the Camaro, got MagnaFlow on that too. There you go, boys, all together. For you, like I said, for those of you who are new, be sure and subscribe. I got a lot more planned for this truck. This is really kind of just the beginning. I always tell you guys I'm done with them. I'm never done with it. You guys know me. All right, that's it. That's it. That's a wrap. I'll see you guys in the next video.